Obedient Movement North Central Press Conference held on the 4th of March 2026 at the Obidient National Headquarters, FCT Abuja. Warning to those attacking or threatening Peter Obi. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, fellow Nigerians and Obidients, we welcome you. As you must have known what the subject matter is, we also want to let you know that we have taken our time to investigate what happened in Edo State. What led to it? Those behind the dastardly acts, their subsequent threats, and what is likely their move. That is why we did not rush out with a statement immediately. And now, armed with knowledge and intel of what played out and what is playing out, we, the members of the Obedient Movement of the North Central Zone, wish to sound this note of warning to those who have taken it upon themselves to make sure they turn this country into another Somalia by unnecessarily provoking the peace-loving millions of Obedient movements, their members worldwide, by threatening or attacking the person of our principal, His Excellency Mr. Peter Gregory Obi. We urge them to have a rethink and save Nigeria from the unimaginable consequences of their wicked and callous actions. It is a well-known fact that no person or group of persons has the monopoly of rascality and violence. We are not political thugs or motor-park touts. We are men and women of great means, upwardly mobile, and with a great sense of responsibility. We have decided to stop the rape of our country by conscienceless and wicked individuals masquerading as leaders by any means possible. We will achieve this through every peaceful means. But if and when we are pushed to the wall, we can assure those doing the pushing that we will never look for a way of escape by trying to break the wall or continue running like lily-livered men. Instead, we will definitely pay the cowards in their own coins, because Nigeria belongs to all of us. We also want to let those bent on intimidating and cowering the rest of us through violence know that we know all of you, your paymasters, and even your rat holes where you are hiding. Any more attacks or threats against Peter Obi will no longer be treated with silence or without consequences. Be it known to you all, wishing Peter Obi death, that just as Trump survived every attack during his campaigns and went ahead to win the presidential election with an unprecedented landslide victory, and he is today rescuing the world from the grip of wicked men without conscience, like those of you in Nigeria, so shall Peter Gregory Obi outlive all of you, and he will go ahead and win the 2027 presidential election with a landslide victory and successfully carry out the mission of rescuing Nigeria from crime scene, which you have turned the country into. That is what the God Most High called him to do. and that purpose must be fulfilled. It is also pertinent to note that it is God that rules in the affairs of men. So those who think they can use their present positions in power to intimidate, oppress, or silence the opposition must have a rethink, because it will never work for them this time. The vision is clear and the mission is settled. We, the Obidients, believe strongly in the personality, credibility, and ideology of Mr. Peter Obi, and we will continue to stand by him, stand with him, and stand for him until our new Nigerian mission is accomplished. There is a saying, a popular saying within the African setting, that when a witch cried at night and a child dies in the morning, who killed the child? It's a popular saying with explicit meaning. Before now, a warning was sounded on the personality of Peter Obi, an unlawful warning, unconstitutional statement made by some persons. We don't want to mention them now, but if the time comes to mention name, we will do that. The statement, those one was everywhere, unconstitutional, never in the constitution of Nigeria. There is nowhere, anywhere, that a personality, no matter the level of that personality, we have to take permission before entering a state. It is not constitutional. It is never anywhere within our law. So we've done all the investigation. And to also inform you, an arrest has been made. One Steve has been arrested by DSS, who claim he masterminded the attack on Peter Obi. That investigation is still on. We are still waiting for the report from DSS. But as long as we are concerned, we've made all our funding and we know where all this is coming from.
You're suggesting that this attack, could have erupted as a matter of internal crisis in the ADC. I want to assure you that this is not in any way related to the attack on His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi. The elements who came for people on ground and from our investigation, like you have asked, were calling the names of the ruling party. They were saying that we do not want ADC. So if it was a faction of the ADC, an ADC member who is angry with his fellow ADC member will not come to a place and start shouting, we don't want ADC here. So it's glaring that this is coming from the opposition, and I mean from the ruling party, as it were. So we know these things, and the narrative you are taking is also from the same set of people who actually threatened, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi from coming to Edo State. Apparently, it is not their fault, especially the governor himself. It's not his fault. He lacks the knowledge of the Constitution. Because if you understand what the Constitution says, the Section 41 of the 1999 Constitution as amended gives the right to every Nigerian, not whether you are rich, poor, known, unknown, gives you the right to go to anywhere in this country. That statement alone is an aberration to the Constitution. So, making such statements, it shows that he lacks knowledge of the Constitution that he is elected to guide in the first place. So, whatever they say, it is an internal crisis, cannot get to the point where you want to kill your potential presidential candidate. It doesn't just add up. And the people, the assailants, when they came, they were calling the names of the ruling party, and they were saying that they do not want ADC in Edo State. You cannot be part of what you want to destroy. The issue of security is a very sensitive thing. It's not something that will diverge all our plans, right here and right now. But what we have taken note of, and what has been read, by my colleague here, is the fact that we are not going to take any form of violence going forward. And like he said, nobody has the autonomy of violence. And so we know now that what they are in for. But I must also say, I was even thinking this before this press briefing, that if you look at it, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi contested under the platform of the Labour Party, in the last presidential election. The same pattern, this same thing was what they were trying to do to him, intimidate the Labour Party members, attack them at different places and meetings. But at the end of the day, they lost the election, to him. In even critical places here in Abuja, the APC, lost to him. In Lagos, the APC with their presidential candidate and their might lost to Mr. Peter Obi. What they should know is that you cannot kill an idea that his time is right. Peter Obi is an idea that his time is right and his time is now. So whatever violence they try to bring, we are ready for them now. And we're going to match them, eye for eye, leg for leg.